Hello, I am Dr. Kate Ozias. Welcome to the Overachieving Shit Show. Thank you for being here with us. But remember, as a quick disclaimer, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and I promise it's going to be entertaining today. So although I am a therapist, I am not your therapist, not right now. Today, we are so excited because we're on location. Is that what I call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on location. We are here at Herbanna with our good friend John.
Hello.
And we are so excited to talk burnout, talk identity, talk all kinds of things today. And pure shit show magic, we haven't even practiced. So buckle up.
An authentic shit show.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I was so excited to have you. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
My name is John Cantu. I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Woo woo.
Whoop, whoop. I'm a skincare guru, aesthetician, graduated in 2011. And I'm so glad that you come to me and see me for skincare. And you always look so beautiful.
Thank you. Because of you.
So we do waxing, facials, all kinds of services at the spa. We just relocated to 1734 Santa Fe Street. Here we are.
You're on my side of
My
town.
little
now.
bungalow. I love it.
It was so funny because I was telling my husband that I was coming over here, and one of the first times, there was one day I was just having a bad day, and I was like, you know what, I need to go get a facial from John. I need to go see John, and he was like, "Are you going to get a facial? Or are you going to see John? What's happening?" And I was like, "Well, there's certain people that when you see, you're like, you get like so excited, you like
Charge.
He just looked at me and was like, "What?" And I was like, "You don't have like those people that you see that are just like, you don't see all the time, but when you do, you're like, yeah, I'm so excited."
Energy's vibe.
And he was like, "Are y'all like Captain Planet?" And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he was like, everybody just like connects so well that you like could save the world if you put your energy together. I was like, awesome. Hell yeah. I love that you create this whole vibe where if you're just in the mood to relax and fall asleep, that's cool. If you want to laugh or cheese man, I could do that too.
You could do that too. It's just the vibe that you're feeling. I used to work for a large company and they would say, it's important to style match. And I'm like, what does that mean, style match? So I worked for a company and they liked us to style match. Well, basically, when they would walk in, they wanted us to check their vibe. What's your vibe like? And they wanted us to match that vibe to encourage a sale.
What if they were sad and that was
what their vibe was? But my thing is, I like to lift people up. So if they're coming in, and they were real shy, they'd be real shy. Or they would say, what lipstick matches me? Well, what do you feel like today? That's the lipstick we're going to put on you.
Yeah.
You feel fun and flirty? We're going to find a fun and flirty lipstick. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's cool.
I apply that to my business, and I think it was such a cool tool that they taught me. And I apply it to my clients. I already know the emotional draining ones that are going to come in. I know the really happy ones. Not at all. Not at all. Some people I vibe with and we recharge together.
Yeah.
And you're definitely one of those rechargers.
But, thank you.
I have to be careful. I have to really protect my energy and make sure that I'm set for the next day because you can burn out so quickly.
Yeah, so how do you do that? How do you protect yourself? Because I'm sure some people come in depressed and some people come in with...
Yes, and they feel safe. I would always tell my mom, man, you're like Captain Save-A-Ho.
I've always identified as Captain Save-A-Ho.
Me too, and I like it. I want to help people, you know what I mean? And so Mom was like, wait, we're both like that. I'm like, yeah.
That's
and
really
so
cool.
we have to protect ourselves. And so Mom knows when I get home, there's 30 minutes of no conversation. We say, hello, how are you? She'll say, how was your day? I'm like, it was good. How was yours? It was good. And then go to my room, I have a moment, I change, kind of decompress, and then I come. And she knows that. And some days I don't come out. Some days I tell her, hey, I'm going to take a nap, but I've had a long day. And she's like, hey, I know. I get it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love your relationship with your mom.
So close.
I love it. Okay, so then I have to explain how I know your mom.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so your mom was also a business owner.
She was also a business owner.
A teacher and then a business
Retired
owner.
teacher. She taught for 30 years for CCISD English at the same school.
She's my husband's teacher.
She was your husband's teacher. She's like, Mike Schreiber? I know that.
He was handsome back then.
Yeah, and it's so funny. We'll be at HEB and somebody will be like, Miss Cantu. And the people are like in their 60s. I'm like, dang, you're old. She's like, shut up. But she started teaching in her 20s.
Yeah.
And so she got to a point where she was like, hey, this is it. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to retire. I want to be free. And I'm like, okay. And she was a routine girly, so throwing her out of that routine, dang, she was like, what am I going to do? I need to get in touch with all my artsy stuff, and that's what she did. And
yeah.
be artsy together.
Yes, so your mom's store, it was like Mexican imports.
Mexican imports, Guatemalan. It was actually on Mesquite Street, and she actually we would shop there, both of us. And she was like, oh my God, I just love this store. I love the vibe.
Yeah.
Joseph Rodriguez was the original owner. Amazing. I don't know if you've ever met him.
Because that was when it was by Cassidy's too.
Yeah. Super cool. Yeah, they would go drink at Cassidy's.
Yes. So, but yeah, so I remember when your mom's store was there because I was not dating my husband at the time, but he was bartending at Cassidy's. So I would go there often. And like, I wasn't here to see you. I was going to shop at the Zocalo.
Yeah. So when Mom retired, she was like, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay. So she would do that, and her and Joseph have this long friendship. They've been friends forever, and they're really cool together. And yeah, that's how she. And when he was considering selling it, she was like, "Wait, you want to? You're selling it? Like, how much? Like, let's talk about this." And she ended up buying it from him, and that was her baby. She loved that.
Yeah. So I'm not real artsy myself, but I've always been such a big supporter of the arts. I like to buy the arts. I like to be in it.
Yeah.
I love artsy people. So maybe in a past life. I don't know.
Yeah,
but so my friend Lisa was doing, it was Frida Kahlo's birthday.
Yes.
And my friend who is a professor of Spanish at Del Mar said, will you come and talk to my class about Frida? And I said, you know what, my friend Lisa will. And she said, well, you're coming with me. I'm going to turn you into Frida.
Yeah.
So we even had the wheelchair and everything. And so I sat in the wheelchair while she started dressing me up. She did my makeup, she did my hair. I even had a little parrot named Buta and a cigarette. And like, I completely dressed up. And she goes, hey, and also we're going to go to Zocalo after. I said, okay, why? And she said, well, they're having a Frida Kahlo look-alike and you're already dressed. And I said, okay, let's go. And so we went and I got first place.
Yes, you did.
I was the only contestant, but I got first place. And so I love that when I go in there and your mom's there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you will even wear a Frida shirt. When I come in, I appreciate it.
Artist, such an awesome vibe. I was reading some of her quotes the other day, just a badass feminist.
She really was. She really was a badass. And so thinking about those that came before us, you said you've gotten inspiration from your mom and even your grandmother?
My grandmother. So my grandmother was actually, I was a college dropout. And in my family, you don't drop out of college. You go, you get your degree, and you work, And I was going on a full ride scholarship, and I was not in it. I was just not. I was like, this is not me. I can't do it. And my mom, who was always like, school, pro school, you've got to graduate, you've got to have a degree, you've got to blah, 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 was like, school's not for everybody. And you can make it without going to school. And I was like, what?
Who are you?
What's going on? What'd you do with my mom?
Do you feel okay?
Right, yeah. And when she said, I think she just saw me. She has a really good, she can tell when I'm not happy. She can sense. She'll say, hey, it's time for a change, isn't it? And that's how I knew. I was like, okay. I said, let me step back for a little. She goes, but you have to tell your grandmother. And for me, that was like, ooey.
It's like, those grandmas, Mexican grandmas.
So of course, I'm talking to somebody who graduated from college at like 18 because she's a genius. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Wait, your grandma?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was super smart. She tested out of high school and started college early. She started college at like 16 or 17.
I think my mom did too.
Yeah, the little savants.
They also had nothing else to do though.
Yeah, and my grandmother said I loved reading and studying. She goes, that's what I did. And their town that she grew up in was super little. They had nothing to do.
What town?
Rio Grande.
Okay.
In the valley. So my mom's a valley girl. And so I went to the valley and I told Grandma, hey, I have something to tell you. She's like, what's going on? I said, I want to drop out of school. And she said, why? And I said, I'm not putting forth enough effort towards it. I don't feel like it's the right time for me. And she was like, okay, then you need a trade because you'll never go hungry with a trade. And I was like, a trade, like what? And of course, in her mind, she's thinking he'll be a welder, he'll be something. And I came back, I'm gonna be an esthetician, Grandma. She's like, yes, and I was like, well, it's like we do skincare, and she's like, como máscaras, and I'm like, like, yeah, and we pop pimples, and she's like, como. And so once I graduated, she was like, oh, I love it. You can come to my house all the time.
That's so cool.
But I told her when I went to open my business, it took me a while. I worked for a few companies, and before I opened up the spa, she said, told her, Grandma, I think I'm gonna open up a spa. And she was like, oh, really? She said, yeah. I said, yeah. And I said, what is the one thing you would give me as advice to open my first business? She said, I'm only going to give you one advice, and that's don't ever be greedy. Because once you become greedy, everything falls apart. And I was like, wow. I never thought about that. I never thought, what does that have to do with anything? And now that I live it, and I see it, and I see businesses coming up and down all around me, I'm like, wow, it really is about giving back. Making sure your clients feel like they're appreciated, and not becoming greedy, not worried, not making it more about the money, and making it more about the experience.
That's amazing advice.
It really was. It really was. I still, to this day, when I'm going into something new, I'm like, don't be greedy, don't be greedy, don't be greedy.
Well, way to go, Grandma.
Go, Grandma.
My dad was like, a counselor? Like, you're not going to make money, right? Something that,
I'll be happy.
I'm going to help people. And he's like, by talking. You think people are going to talk to you and pay you.
He's right. But he's like, they really just come see you so they can talk to you.
He was so confused. It was like you're as confused as your grandma was about you doing skincare. My dad was like, so you think people are going to go and pay you to talk to you with that voice. Okay. He's like, and you know how to listen? You have to listen.
I love the voice. You keep saying that. I'm like, I love your voice. So
I know, you're so calm, and you're in salon voice. I'm like, speak up. I don't know if it's your but no, that's really cool. So like the generational support is really cool.
Yeah, and she did tell me, she was like, you're not gonna have it easy. She's like, you're gonna have to work triple hard. I think it's because she knew both sides. She knew what it was like to own a business, and she knew what it was like to work for a corporation. And she knew that when she owned a business, or when her and my grandfather had businesses, they had to work very, very hard.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very happy. I love it. Actually, my mom's cousin, she was like, John, I was stressed out about something one time, and she was in town. She's from the valley. I said, I'm really stressed out. I don't know if this is gonna go through. My business was really heavy at that point. I was stressed out and nervous about something, and she was like, you've always been the kind that makes it. She was, why are you not worried? She goes, you're gonna do fine. And I was like, oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
Little encouragement.
I bet you got that a lot. Whatever you do, people probably really believed in you because of the energy and the confidence that you exude, and the way you make people feel. Right. I think is a big part of it.
But I'm only human. I doubt myself all the time. I go back and I question, am I making the right decision? But if it's my natural gut instinct, I know usually I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
And I'm also a little delusional.
Okay, good. You're just bring a little delusion to the business.
You have to be like delusional a little bit about your success and your capabilities to succeed. It's almost like, I don't want to say it's manifestation, but it's almost like I'm a little delulu about the reality of this, but it's okay because I'm going to make it happen. And it always works out. I don't know how.
I'm going to try it. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I don't know about you with business, but sometimes I feel like I do things way out of whack. People are like, do you have a business plan, and then do you have a budget, and then you open the doors, and I'm just like, or I could just start the podcast and then do all the rest later.
Yep. I can ask for forgiveness if people send me a letter. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry I didn't know about this when I'm responding.
Like, I just play stupid, or sometimes you're not playing.
Right. Sometimes I'm like, oh, learn me. I'd like to know more.
Teach me your ways.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think that is important. So you were saying about your grandma and your mom, like, and how they would know when you weren't happy too. And so how can you tell for yourself when you start getting burnt out? Is that one of the signs you feel you just kind of aren't your happy self?
Way down, yeah. The laughter, the happiness kind of like subsides, and I go, okay, it's time for a change. Something needs to change. Have you ever been in a friendship or a relationship where you're like, red flag, and you're like,
La 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 la.
me, wanting to make sure everything happens right. Squinting. Remember I was doing your makeup? You're like, why are you squinting? Like, I can't see you.
That was hilarious. You were doing my makeup for an event, and I was like, can you even see my face?
Barely, but
Like,
we're looking good.
And then you go, bitch, nobody else has called me out. Like, you're the first one.
I had put glasses on to like try to cover it, but I was really like.
And you got an eye surgery right after, right?
Yeah, 2020 now.
But who does makeup and can't see?
The crazy
It
shit
still
show.
came out great.
I love this crazy shit show.
I completely trusted you. I heard you tell, who else?
Honey.
Yeah, you're like, honey, I'm going full drag.
Full
I was
drag.
like,
She went
oh,
full drag.
good time.
It was a good time.
But yeah, so you kind of feel it starting to creep up, and what are some of the things that help get you out of it? Because I mean, when it comes to having your own business and working in your business, so I think that's one of the big differences. Like my husband, for instance, owns a bar, but he doesn't bartend, right? He does the books and the stuff, like.
Which is so important.
And we're both in a similar situation where we are the ones who bring in the majority and do the business part. So
Yes.
it's how do you balance that? Teach me
Really,
your ways.
right. So I used to be real scared to hire people. And now I am very open to hiring people because it's like, wow, when somebody has your back or they trust you, like they know that you're taking care of them, they want to take care of you, it's so helpful. It is so helpful. So I'm very, very willing to talk to people about employment. I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see where we can fit you in. Let's look at the budget and make sure that we fit. Sometimes I don't look at the budget. Sometimes I'm like, we need to make this work. You know what I mean?
We'll try it first. Look at numbers later.
Yeah, we'll look at numbers later and we'll figure it out. I've done a lot of hiring marketing people. That's really important. We just hired a new girl. And I'm kind of like, marketing is expensive. So I'm kind of like, hey, let's work together. Just kind of take it one day at a time. We'll do a couple of products together and see how it works. And they're always like, yeah, let's do it. And so it helps. But hiring people, working together with people, finding almost like a group of people that are all looking for the same common goal, or they like being in this environment, that really helps.
Okay, so when you do feel yourself starting to get burnt out, you said sometimes you start feeling down, sometimes you feel you're ignoring things that you should be paying attention to. What do you do to get yourself out of that? Because a lot of people, you are part of their wellness routine.
Yes,
So
yes.
a lot of people depend on you. What do you do for yourself?
So sometimes, like I said, when I go home, I take that time to kind of regroup and decompress. That's really my decompression time. I try not to scroll. I just try to lay down, just relax, and kind of clear my mind. I do enjoy going to dinner with friends that I've known for a very long time. So dinner and wine and conversation that has nothing to do with problems or just like
Or pimples.
Yeah, or pimples.
The best at waxing in town. People are like, oh, you go to John, he gives the best waxes. He's so gentle. And I was like, that bitch.
Gentle from where?
Last time I made, he's like, does your face speak up? Oh, too bad.
You're good. It's working. You're good. Not over a 5. Perfect. You're like dying. You're like, ah.
No, seriously. It will make me pretty. It's okay. I can handle it. But so,
Dinners,
like
we do
conversation.
dinners.
Do you have a favorite place?
I do that to the restaurants. They're so good.
I know. You don't want to
I'm a
offend
mom-
one.
Yeah, I'm a mom and pop.
Yeah.
So I go see auntie or uncle, or I like to see people that are small business and that are local.
Yes.
That's just my thing.
So important.
Yeah, and one of my good Judy's, she's definitely a ride or die, and we'll go and just talk and that really is alone time for me. But with I feel like my non-sexual life partners, we have any of those.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
I love that. Non-sexual life
Non-sexual
partner.
life partners. I have quite a bit of them, and sometimes this is my non-sexual life partner.
Like, she's on her way.
Yeah, literally, like people I travel with are like my
Oh, and travel is a big one for you too, right?
And especially when I started the skincare business, you have to treat yourself. You have to travel because when you get to experience different cultures and different mentalities, oh God, the world is so beautiful outside of these borders.
You know, one thing that I love about traveling is also seeing how simple other people live. I feel like every time I come back, I kind of stop being as high maintenance. The first time I went to Costa Rica and I was there for 2 months, I didn't wear makeup for the next year. I'll go somewhere that, I don't have a blow dryer, so I'll stop fixing my hair. Yeah. Obviously that one's stuck.
I love it.
But you start realizing, like, we don't need Amazon next day delivery. We don't need all these things.
The simple things.
Yeah, and so you're one of those too that comes back. Because weren't you Greek in a past life?
I was Greek in a past life. I did have a past life reading. So against my religion, but... Right? What's it? Perfect timing. Perfect freaking timing.
No, but I thought it was so funny because I was like, okay, so John, we're doing a facial. I was like, John, I have an appointment in an hour, so we have to finish on time. We can't do too much treatment, right? And you were like, what kind of appointment do you have? And I was like, well, I'm gonna go get a reading from Yvonne. And you're like, oh, bitch, we're gonna hurry.
Oh, God, Yvonne, you gotta go. I was like, Yvonne's read my past lives.
Yeah, and I was like, past lives? Like, I had no idea that was a thing. And so I did go. And I thought that was so cool because you try new things and you grew up very religious, right?
Yeah.
And like
church every Sunday, 10-year altar server.
Really?
Yeah, first dress I ever wore was in the Catholic Church. How you like that? It's true. Forgive me.
You are forgiven. Yeah, I think that it's cool because sometimes breaking some of those cultural and like religious norms that we grew up with to just being open-minded. Like for me, when I first started, first time I got my cards read, or first time I did when I did the past life regression or whatever it's called. When I did a workshop with Emma, and doing these things for me, and I think it's similar for you, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about learning how other people believe and the things that other people opening up your mind to the way others think and believe can be so, it can help you understand yourself in so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And this goes hand in hand with acceptance in the community, you know what I mean, and in the LGBT community. People who don't know, my mom actually comes from a very conservative upbringing, and so her sisters and brothers are super against anything LGBT, anything, so growing up with that was heavy. And I actually use those readings and experiences from other cultures, like practices from other cultures, as a form of healing, really, because it really is a form of healing. Like finding out that I was Greek in a past life, which when I told my best friend, who we go eat at this local Greek place, and the lady's always like, my Johnny, I love you, my Johnny. And my friend gets mad, she's like, so here she goes, she's gonna give you a free something. Like, but I've always I just love her, I want to support her, you know what I mean? And I told my friend, hey, I was Greek in the past life. She was like, no shit. She was like, this for real, it's always all over you when you go in there. Yeah. And that's what Yvonne told me. She was like, when you go to these places like Mediterranean, and I was like, Greek, and she was like, absolutely. She goes, do they kind of cater to you? And I was like, yeah. She goes, it's because you were a Greek god in the past life. And I was like, what?
Damn right.
I'll take it.
Gonna use that one later. That's funny. Where she led me was being a Native American healer.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah, it didn't end well, but we'll talk about that another day.
That's for the next facial.
All right, so we are going to take a break and then we're going to come back and talk about sometimes like the mascara.
Oh, love mascara.
Right, that's a good way to
No,
end
that
that.
was perfect.
Okay, we are back from our quick little break, and now we are with the other identity.
Vivi LeGrand.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Vivi LeGrand. I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas. I own Herbanna, and this is my drag persona, Vivi LeGrand.
Okay, and how long have you had this persona?
So I started performance drag in theater in high school in 2006, and then I came out in the club scene with drag in about 2009.
Oh, okay, so it's been a while. Good for you. And I hear, so the way I found out, because I had been coming here for a while, well, not this location, right?
Right.
But one of my students pulled me aside and was like, do you have any idea who John is? Because he's a really big deal. He wins awards and pageants and things. Does that happen to you often?
Yeah. My grandmother used to tell me keep business and pleasure separate. And we've evolved a lot. And so we don't have to do that anymore. But out of respect for my clients, I don't always divulge everything right away. I let them slowly get to know me. I don't want them to think that that's what identifies me. So I always like for them to get to know me first, and then I'll tell them, hey, do you know that I do with so much book to come to the show? So that's just what I do. That's just how I am. And
was it hard in the beginning when you started your business, not knowing what do I let people know, how much, or what identity do I put forward, or do I do both? Or
right. So this goes back to style matching and really knowing your client, knowing that okay, we're safe with this client, and we can tell them, hey, if you ever want to come to the show, we have a show available. But it all comes down to the way I was brought up. And, my grandmother instilled that your business and pleasure are separate. And only because at one point she didn't vote in the right political party. And in her county, they made my grandfather work in a different county.
oh, wow.
Because he got blackballed basically for voting the way he voted. And so they were in a really democratic area, and he was a Republican.
No.
And so, like,
So you grew up like rock.
yeah, I'm telling you. I know now that it doesn't matter. I mean, I have used Vivi LeGrand to push Herbanna into success. I have over so many followers on my Instagram. I changed my Vivi LeGrand Instagram to an Herbanna Instagram, and I introduced Herbanna that way to that scene. And I've always found that cisgendered straight women are comfortable with gay men. They're comfortable with the queens. They love the queens.
Way more comfortable with cisgender men.
Right.
Hello, look at the man or a bear.
Right.
But for real, why do you think so many people really enjoy going to your shows and really enjoy watching you perform?
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, and it's about the art of drag. I think a lot of times conservative people take drag and they think it's provocative, it's naked, it's sexual. And when I do drag, there's nothing sexual.
I don't know. I saw your skirt fall up onto
my panties. I don't have panties. That's why it's on my TikTok if you want to find it. I'm it on TikTok. Bifster. Look for Bifster. You'll find the video.
But yeah, so for you, it's not a sexual thing. It's more of an art.
It's more of an art. And I like to perform songs that are meaningful, that send a message, whether it's the way I feel that day or it's an expression. I like to pick songs. Some producers get mad at me because they're like, we told you to turn on your music a week ago. And I'm like, I can't tell you today what I'm going to feel like in 7 days. So I'm not going to perform just anything. And then if it's rehearsed and I'm forced to do it, you totally know it.
You're not as into it.
Oh, you know. You know me, oh, they made her do this number.
Yeah. That's funny. But I can totally see that. It's committing to going out and having fun with your friends a week at a time. I don't know what
you have to be here, you have to show up, and you have to be the same, and you have to do this, and you have to be perfect. And it's like, wait, what if I don't feel perfect that day?
Yeah. So when you do put on this makeup and the costume and the hair and all the things, do you almost feel like you switch into it, almost like you're putting on body armor?
It's definitely a superhero cape. It has saved me from some of the darkest places. And because I'm able to share my story like that and say, hey, this has saved me. Let me give you a beautiful bit of this beauty. That's my goal with my audience, is to take you somewhere, take you away from the hard day you had, take you away from the loss that you're suffering from. Go to a fantasy world and have a good time. That's what drag is. And drag has saved me several times from really dark places, because I've always been artistic and I don't want to be a woman. I applaud the trans women out there. I love my trans sisters. I have very many of them. I'm an advocate for them. I help find resources for healthcare and HRT and counseling. And I use my business to network and get people resources if they need them. But for me, I am a gay male and I'm okay with being John. And if my own mother calls me Vivi, if I'm a drag, and if I'm not a drag, she calls me John. And if she tells me, hey, I need to cut down this tree over here, can you help me cut it? We're going to cut down the tree. If she says, I need you to build me something, we're going to build her something. But I can also do drag. The video one.
So my favorite drag moment, I've seen many drag shows in my life, but my favorite moment ever was the first time I watched you perform and seeing your mom handing you.
Oh, you have that clip?
I do. I have that clip. She was handing you dollar bills and she whispered, I love you. And it was just so sweet because, you know, in the way the political climate is right now and the way that so many people are vilifying things like drag, seeing that kind of love and support was just so refreshing. Me and my mom were both crying.
Yeah, my mom is like the ride or die. You know, she's a parent that I wish every trans queer kid had. She's so supportive. Uh, she's so thoughtful, and she would put me before her, you know what I mean, to make sure that I felt positive and I felt good and supported. And she's my rock. She really is.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's a lot of people's mom. So when I came out, shortly after a few of my friends came out from high school, and some of them were kicked out of their houses, and their parents were like, hey, we can't have you around. Mom was like, you should come stay with us. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. She's still, to this day, she talks to other parents that have difficulties accepting their children and loving their children, and she's an amazing person. It's the one.
And that's so helpful. You know, when people will say things during Pride Month and when it comes to being part of the LGBT community, and they're like, well, I'm just an ally. And I'm like, no, you don't say just an ally, because sometimes an ally like your mother, whether it's a neighbor, an aunt, a therapist, anybody, it can be that life raft that somebody needs.
Just that simple hug or just that simple gesture of I see you means millions to some people. I treat this like a daily thing. When you look at somebody, you don't know what they're living like. You don't know what they've seen in their life, Be kind, be loving, be generous. I think that's so important.
For sure. And we talked about one of your friends who earlier was saying something about why they like to go to see drag.
Oh, yeah. And again, it goes back to me creating that illusion and taking people away. They said, one of my dearest friends, she had been through some hard times, and she said, John, I love you. I can go to the show and escape my reality. I had a hard day. I've lost people that I love in my life. And sometimes at home it's dark, but I know that when I go to a show, there's light. And that's a beautiful thing. That's creating a space that's safe and happy. And there's no sex involved. There's no, yes, there are performers that perform that way, but not every performer is like that. So vilifying drag is just so bad. It's like vilifying McDonald's. Not all McDonald's are clean, but girl, I like to eat McDonald's.
No, absolutely. I think that it's just such a big misconception. So that's why I wanted this little audience that I have to be able to see both personas and understand that this is real. It's human, and there's something wrong.
Right,
It's,
right.
you know, being able to accept people and to be able to enjoy the art.
Oh God.
And art just comes in so many different forms, like we were talking earlier.
Right. I mean, I've had family members on my mom's side that will say, really, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, people aren't going to go to your business. Well, you know, I don't want those people. Thank you. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm not your cup of tea, that is fine, baby. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay.
I can't imagine that everybody's coming to me.
Right.
That sounds boring.
Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, ooh, do I sense a jealousy, hatred here? Oh.
I'm like, oh my God, you cuss on your podcast? I was like, the name is a shit show. And
I'm a fucking mess, motherfucker.
I am a fucking mess, and it's okay. But it goes back. The whole point of this podcast is to be able to normalize being who you are. I am a shit show. You are a shit show in different ways.
Making the best of it. And really, I've always seen you as such a pillar of strength and amazing activist and strong person. So when you're like, I'm doing this podcast and it's called the Overachieving Show, I'm like, of course it. I love it. I love it. I was like, I'm ready. Tell me when.
No, I love it. Thank you for being. I was just waiting for you to have a show because I didn't want you to have to get all dressed up just for that. I want people to know one thing. If they listen to us this week, if all of our laughs,
right. Shoo them away. Sorry.
What would you want somebody to really understand about what it's like to do drag or to the two personas, you know, to understand, like, one of the misconceptions, like a myth?
Gosh, I would say if it makes you happy, do it. You know what I mean? I do this because it brings me joy. Not all the time. Sometimes I'm in those guilty deep, bitch, what the fuck did I sign up for today?
My knees.
What am I going to feel like in the morning?
Mom, give me that cane.
In the morning, I wake up and I'm like, moving my eyes because that's the only thing that doesn't hurt. Okay, we can do this. I'm gonna get out of bed now. But as a whole, be kind and love yourself, love other people. Just recently, I lost. I would say an angel came into my life. I met a client at the spa. He came in. He was a beautiful soul, kind person, never said anything negative about people. He was just a beautiful, beautiful person. And I thought we were going to be friends for years. When I met, he was in his late 50s, early 60s. And he was retired vet, a nurse, you know, David, you could check on. He said he was just always so happy to be around us, happy to help. And I called him the night before he passed, and I said, is everything okay? How are you feeling? Feeling fine. I'm watching Milagro. We had just got him a little kitty, black kitty. She had rescued it. And the next morning at 11, I was sitting with client here, and his niece called me. She said, I got my number off of a text. I'm so sorry, but David passed away. So I knew him 2.5 months, but I felt like I knew him a lifetime. And he was an angel that came in his life because he taught me love, be kind, be appreciative. And I think we need to be more like that, especially in this political climate, and especially in this world of today. You know, if you have a child that says, Mommy, I feel this way. Mommy, I want to play parties. Support them. It's not going to change them. It's going to let them be who they want to be. And I think in this day and age, you need to let your children be who they want to be.
This episode is dedicated to
Thalia and David.
And well, on that note, thank you for letting me come to you. And if anybody needs to share this energy, you come to Herbanna.
Come, please.
Yes. Then he'll make you feel sweet.
And we'll have some good laughs if you want. You don't have to.